Hello, hello everyone. Are we live? Oh my gosh, we're live. Glad to see you guys here. I'm just firing up my browser so I can see my comments. Let's see here. That's not it. Don't worry, we'll get things going here in just half a second, I promise you. Alright, hopefully you guys can see all this. Look at this crazy thing. We're doing a monster canvas today, an 18 by 24. Hello all. I am Ted, and I am a certified Bob Ross instructor, and we're going to have a great time. Let's get started. I already got my canvas coated with the liquid white. That's a thin down paint medium. Get our canvas wet and slick and ready to go. I've got my 2-inch brush. Gonna beat the devil out of it. Make sure it's nice and dry. So what I did is I already pre-mixed up a little thing here. A little bit of blue, a little bit of brown, mostly black, a little bit of white. It was asked of me during my last stream. They wanted to see a stormy sky. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a really, really cloudy, stormy cloud. Real crazy thing going on here. So I'm just going to take my 2-inch brush and a little bit of paint. It doesn't take much. We're going to put in just a little bit of background. I'm not doing anything special. Anyone can do this. All I'm doing is making little circular strokes. I always say with a little bit of practice, anyone can do this. You can beat a little paint into the brush, make little stirring strokes. Well, golly, you're halfway there. Look at that. We're just putting in something. Just some color. It doesn't matter. Whatever floats your boat. That's all we're going to do. And let's go ahead and clean a brush. I've got my odorless mineral spirits here. Big old bucket. Beat the devil out of it that way. A little bit on the canvas, or I'm sorry, on the easel. Now I'm just going to sort of stir and make little crisscross strokes. Now that I've got all that paint out of the brush, now we can blend what's there. Okay? Just simple little crisscross or stirs. Work our way around here. We don't have to worry about starting at the top and going to the middle like we often do, because we're doing a crazy stormy sky. And you can make this, oh God, you can make this to any degree of softness you want. That actually looks kind of pale. But that's the fun thing of doing this. Every time you do this, things change and you can change along with it. So hopefully we got someone going to comment here. I don't know if the comments are working or not. You got to help me out. Please feel free to throw a comment in there. And I'm just going to come in here, just darken things down a little bit. Ooh, yeah, let's just throw in a little bit of black. Ooh, I even got a little bit of Prussian blue in there. Nothing wrong with that. I'm feeling it. Let's go ahead and throw in a little blue. And then come over here, come in with a little bit of straight black. I sort of misjudged on how much it was going to lighten up with the liquid white, so let's make it a little stormier, a little darker. And my brush is nearly clean just by wiping it, so I'll just blend right now. Look at that, how it mixes with that liquid white and just effortlessly blends to whatever degree of softness you want it to. So, finish off the sky with a few long horizontal strokes, and that's a good start to our sky. No one commenting yet? Come on now. I know we got a couple people watching. You can throw up the comments. There we go. We got some comments going now. Wasn't seeing them happening on my display here. Where am I supposed to be seeing my comments?
Wasn't seeing them happening on my...
Turn the volume on. Never know what's going on here. Oh, what the heck? There we go. Just now. Hope you're excellent. Toe3, thank you very much. You're the first commenter I've seen. And, oh, I see. I think the problem is I zoomed in because my old man eyes. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Oh, man. It just gets so hot down here immediately under these lights. Whoo, netty. So, let me show you what I got. Look at this. It's a pretty limited palette here today. Titanium white, my blue, my black, a couple of browns. And we're going to do this thing. I got to clean this brush again. So you guys, hopefully you're interested in some big old mountains today. All right. So let us go ahead and let's use a 1-inch brush here. We're going to put in some crazy stormy fluffy clouds. Stormy and fluffy with the 1-inch brush today. We can do this with a whole bunch of different brushes. 2-inch brush, the knife, fan brush, whatever we want. So we're going to go ahead and just find a little spot here and just make some kind of fluffy shape. Trick is keep the brush moving. Okay? Just sort of make a rough little cloudy shape right there. And I know we're going to have another one starting. Oh, let's do something like that, just to get us started. Then we're going to go ahead and that is me just wrapping the brush against the easel and my beater rack. It's a 30-gallon trash can with a piece of pipe running through it. So I can clean and get all that devil beaten out of there without coating the entire basement. Wife kind of frowns on big messes like that. So all I'm doing there is just stirring the bottoms out there like that. And then we fluff. It's been a long time since I used a 18 by 24 canvas. This is the size Bob typically used on the Joy of Painting series, but they're a little bit more expensive. So finally, I've been using the 16 by 20s for such a long time, and I use those in my classes as well. Find that later. So it's a little bit of a departure for me to use the bigger size canvas. I found a sale and just said, you know, what the heck, let's go big. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit to that cloud because I want to. Why not? I thought it needed to be a little bit bigger. So all I'm doing here, you'll notice here the same 3 steps basically in blending out this cloud, or any cloud. Now once we get the color on, it's very easy just to blend things down, fluff them up, and then finish the cloud going side to side. Blend down, fluff up, and then finish. Getting stormy. It's a getting stormy. That's pretty funny there, IW. Let's go ahead and let's make things look stormy again. I'm going to grab a little bit of black, maybe some of this gray mixture, beat a little bit of that into the brush, and this time, right where we've kind of faded that cloud out, let's put in a nice dark shape here. And right on over the top. That's going to give the impression that this cloud is in front of that one. Okay. A little dark. Let's go ahead and, let's make a little stormy thing happening right there. I don't know if we'll see all this, but it's fun to do. All right. I'm just using my fan brush, knock the excess paint out of it. Same concept here. Blend out the bottom. Fluff it up. That helps sit the cloud down a little bit. There we go. Finish it off. Blend down. And I'm just gonna probably continue to repeat myself. People are popping in left and right, I'm sure, or occasionally. Once in a while, I don't know. When I'm not staring at the comments, I just sort of talk to myself. Make a good neighbor for myself. There we go. Once in a while, you just got to knock that excess paint off. So you're always blending with a clean brush if possible. Well, thanks, man. Thanks there, YZ. Or ma'am, I don't know. Man, ma'am, I'll get my genders mixed in there. I don't know who's who. So let me come back and now I'll go back right into the white. Titanium white. And let's go ahead and, let's sit that storm cloud back. We don't want that nasty old storm cloud being our centerpiece. We want fluffy clouds. There we go. Happy little storm. Storms can be happy, right? We need the rain sometimes, so we welcome the rain. This, I think, is going to be a winter storm, so we're going to be seeing a lot of snow, which is good too. It's all good. You need the good, you need the bad. Take them both, and there you have our painting. Now normally I don't get so loopy 10 minutes into the painting, so here we are. Start quoting facts of life, things are going south. Look at all these clouds. I just can't stop. Just can't stop. Let's go ahead. Let's do another layer of these stormy things. Something weird. Something weird. Maybe there's this little baby cloud. I'll tell you what. I get my fan brush here. That way I can sneak these smaller clouds in, and to demonstrate that you really can do these with a multitude of brushes. Look at that. Kind of like that. Ooh, that's funny. That's fun. Look at that. You can bang it in there. Whatever you want. The exact shape doesn't really matter because we're just blending most of it out anyway. Ooh, little excess paint. Knock that off, and look at that. You just blend it right back in. Or just leave it, and it looks kind of like part of the storminess. It don't matter. I think we need another white cloud. It is kind of weird looking down and seeing 20 seconds earlier on my, I'm recording this, I'm going to upload this one to my YouTube channel. Oh, I tell you what, let's see if we can't really force all these clouds back. Look at this. Let's put this big old cloud right coming down here in the front. Lots of paint on the brush. Lots of paint on the brush. Just covers all that stuff. Goopy goopy. Lots of paint. Let's see what that does for us. Stir that in. Kind of gives the impression of little shadows there in our fluffy cloud. Really, it's just the paint we picked up from the previous cloud, isn't that fancy? Stir and fluff. Pretty soon, we're going crazy here. I think this one needs a little bit brighter. A little bit brighter. I'm gonna go 45 minutes of clouds. And that's not a bad way to spend your day. Practice your clouds. Fire them in there. Stir them up. Fluff them. Really make friends with the brush, that's for sure. Alright. I think I'm clouded up. Alright. Thanks, cowboy. That was very nice of you. Alright, I tell you what, let's do something here. What do you say? Well, one thing we did is not put enough black on our palette here. I think I'm going to use some of this, what we call mountain mix. It's all the dark colors already pre-mixed for us, but I'm going to actually darken that down with a little bit more of the midnight black. So let's see what we got here. Midnight black and our mountain mix, which has black and blue and brown, all the good stuff in there anyway. We'll just stir those up a little bit. Pull that out nice and flat. Look at this, I already got 4 dirty brushes. Get our nice little roll of paint. And let's go ahead and force a little mountain right here. Oop. A little bit of extra cloud. We just scrape that away. Smear some of this mountain color right on top of it. We're going to lose some of that cloud. That's alright. If it's too goopy, just try pushing that blue paint or the dark paint in there. Scrape away the cloud if you want to. If it's a little bit too bright, just scrape it away. Throw some dark color in there. It don't matter. Now we've got our light source is typically right here this time. So I get to try something I don't normally try whatsoever. This is a rarity. This is a rare day. Putting highlights on the left side of the mountain. Now I know when I stream a lot, I often use the mirrored selfie camera, so it looks like I'm left-handed, but I'm not. So I'm going to let you guys decide. Should I am right-handed. Normally I put the highlights on the right side. So you do that with the right hand. But do you want me to try putting the highlights on the left side with my right hand or with my left hand? Be warned, I am not ambidextrous. I am a right-handed person. But for you guys, if you want to see it, I will test my Bob's skills by going left-handed for you. It's up to you. Left-handed or right-handed? While you guys are deciding that, I'm going to prepare here. I need to take this and I need to stretch this paint out a little bit. Take out some of the excess color and just sort of build the shape of our mountain. Blend that down. That's why I do my streams on the distance socializing so I can talk to you guys, and hopefully you guys get to vote and pick what I do, pick how I build the painting. So there we go, we're just getting a general shape out there. Anyone say anything? We got try your right hand, left hand, right hand. Well, two versus one. 2 versus 1. I tell you what, I'm going to even use the small knife. Alright, so I forgot when I was doing this. I gotta try to pull this to the right. I'm sorry, pull it to the left to get the highlight side. Pull it to the left. I'm already mixing myself up, but I'm gonna do what I can here. Right-handed. All I'm doing here is taking a little bit of a titanium white, bringing it out super duper flat like a piece of paper. Clean my knife, and then I just sort of get a nice little roll of paint. So, we're going to try it. Here we go, you guys. I got to make a whistling noise. Helps me concentrate. Alright, that's one peak. Come over here. It's been a while since I taught left-handed here. I'll occasionally have a left-handed student, so I got to keep my skills up so I can do the painting left-handed if I need to. And let's see here. Let's get a little bit of the titanium white, and then this is just some of that gray color, brown color, maybe a little blue in there. Ooh, that's a tall, tiny mountain. So let's pull a little bit over here. Got to have a little bit of a shadow side. Might have needed to make more. Oh boy. There we go. A little bit of a shadow going on over there. Pull a little bit more down on a highlight, make it a little less pyramid-like, you know? Vary it up a little bit. There we go. Let's get some of that shadow color. All right. I am using, as I always do, the Bob Ross brand paints. You know, I'm a certified Bob Ross instructor, and if I'm gonna quote Bob Ross and paint Bob Ross style, we use the Bob Ross supplies. So I'm not quite sure if that works out. There you go. See, happy little Bob. Alright, I tell you what, the last time I did this, I really enjoyed it. Worked out well for me. I'm going to tell you a little secret after I finish this. Let's go ahead and let's put another cloud over here. This mountain, oh, it's way up there. We're talking like Andes mountains. You may have seen my stream. Look at this. We're going to turn this. I like that. Let's turn this whole cloud here into a front-facing cloud right under the mountain. See how easy that is? We just moved mountains. So the secret is, if you go back to one of my other streams for my profile, and I think it was panel 6 of my mega canvas that I did this double mountain scene with the clouds, you know, mountain poking up through the clouds. I loved it. I thought it was one of my favorites, and I don't usually like my own work, but the secret is my wife didn't like it. But you know what? I did, so that's what counts. She'll never watch this stream. Just a little bit more. I like making these clouds a little bit more three-dimensional by throwing just a little second layer in there. Just helps bring that cloud an extra little bit of fluffiness. I like that. I like the clouds underneath the base of the mountain. Oh, you know this is a reference. I like watching a Bob Ross Joy of Painting episode. You know, there's 400 of them out there, 403 to be honest, and I haven't seen them all. This is one from a certain season that I have not done before, and usually when I try to replicate, it doesn't work. I always make it a little different and take off and do my own tangent. So if someone can give me the season and the episode, you may win a special prize. Sir Alistord, you know what's up, buddy. You know what's up. All right, we're going black, a little more black into our mountain base color. I tell you what, we got to have a big old mountain here. Just as I said, I need to get rid of some of that excess white. I'm going to do that first. Look at that. You didn't think I was going to scrape so much paint off, did you? Did you? Let's go ahead and put in a big old block of something. Look at this. We're just troweling it on. Did I tell you I used to do drywall? All right, let's see here. Oh, there's something there. Sort of an extra peak. I'm running out of paint. I gotta slather this around. I think Bob did something like that. I don't know. I know he kept slathering, but the more I work it, the lighter it's gonna get, so I gotta stop. Anyone guess it yet? Patch of Roses and a Skull. Season 4, episode 23? No! You lose. Now you owe me $5. PayPal, same as my email. Let me clean my old brush. And that's not my normal laugh. I don't know where that came from. Yeah. Sound like Peter Griffin there. All right. Stretch that paint out a little bit. Got to get off some of that excess paint. There is a lot on there too. Ooh, Nelly. This is a big old canvas. And it's the first time here I actually have to really raise my eyesight up here. Usually it's very difficult for me to be up and have the canvas above me. If you can't tell, but I'm a little over 6.5 foot tall. So having the canvas up here, I'm scratching ceiling. Hear that? That's the ceiling. All right. We got our big old mountain here. Let's make some snow. Where's the cabin? Well, we can't put the cabin in yet. We always got to build our way from the furthest thing, and then we work our way forward. So, cabin is one of the last things that we do here. Now, this is kind of a crazy one. And I kind of avoided doing this just because it looked so, initially, it looked a little odd. Because normally we see the mountain breaks and holes on a mountain that's very far away. This mountain face is actually quite close. But it's a great way to practice. You're getting these nice rolls of paint, and look at that. Nice big rolls of paint. And look at all those little breaks and holes there. One thing is, you burn through a half a tube of white doing this. Holy moly. Come on, there it is. Any more guesses? No? Oh, you know happy trees are coming. We can't get through a Bob Ross painting typically without having a tree of some sort. Unless we're doing a seascape, then there's a less chance of an evergreen tree, but there's good chance of palm trees. So let's get a little bit of shadow color going here. Ran through the rest of mine, so let's get a little bit more shadow. Get a little bit of blue in there. A little black, mountainy color, maybe a little bit more. That was a little bit too blue. Still a little too blue. There we go. Wipe my finger off. Alright, we got to sneak a little bit of shadow in here. Kind of helps give us a little, again, playing with the angle, pulling it this way gives the impression that these are like little like shards, for lack of a better term. All these little crooks and valleys cause all these little plates almost. And here and there, I got so much glare going on the screen it's a little difficult to see, but you just touch here and there where there's a little gap in the highlight, throw a little shadow in there. There we go. And as needed, I can come up here and sort of touch up a little bit where I didn't quite hit the very top. There we go. When you're painting like this, you got all the time in the world. I really would rather not have to start a second stream. I like finishing my paintings all in one go, for better or for worse, you know? Alright, so there's our mountain. Now, I didn't do this on the previous mountain because we had the cloud in there. But I'm just going to tap the base of this, sort of create a little diffusion, still create a little bit of a idea, a little bit of fog and mist. There's no clouds here. We'll just tap a little bit and then sweep up to take out those tap marks, and it just sort of fades it away. Tap off the excess paint. There we go. Ooh, there we go. And anything you don't like, we'll cover up with the next step anyway. Look at that. So I'm just working that liquid white I put on before I started the stream. That helps create the ability to blend and mix this color. And look at this, how it's just creating the mist for us. You don't even have to work at it. Just using what's there. And just to help us out a little bit here, typically, winter scenes are not just pure white. That would be kind of boring, right? We're going to have a little bit of this Prussian blue down here, and this is just going to be shadow. Believe it or not, this could be a lake, obviously, but we're not doing a lake today. We're just putting this on to give us some shadows so that the highlights show. Look at that, I'm hitting it so hard you get to see a little bit of the stretcher bar come through. There we go, that's all we needed. Let me clean that brush again. It is a brush cleaning extravaganza today. Woo! Alright, while I'm at it, I'm going to clean a couple of brushes. I'm still waiting for you guys to guess what painting this is. Could someone type in the comments how much time I got left? Just cleaning some brushes. Ooh, that 1-inch brush goes quick. Alright. Got a little bit of paint on the handle of my knife. 9 minutes? Oh, I am disappointed. I will not be done in 9 minutes, that's for sure. What is my problem? Well, 9.5 minutes. So yeah, I am in the US, that's for sure. I will start a second stream. Not a big deal. So I got to figure out what am I doing next. I got to put in some background here. Time for happy trees, that's what it is. Eight now, better get it. You got that right. I am going through a ton of paint. So let us go ahead and let's get some white going here. A little bit of the blue, brown. Black. That's okay. I will start another stream. I don't like to, but I will. I won't be done in 8 minutes. I'm not Bob. Try to be. Not there yet. I'm okay. I know a few things. A little blue, a little black, a little brown. Let's go ahead and just tap in. Just an idea of some evergreens way off in the back. They're not going to have a lot of detail. Just a small little stand of trees. Maybe one little guy right on off there. There we go. Aw, thank you. Now I'm showing 5 minutes. I don't know if that worked or not, but I'm assuming it did. So let's go ahead and let's take our knife here and let's give this a nice little snow formation here in the land. It's almost just like dragging it like the snow on the mountain, and all these little shadow bits that poke through are a good friend. Like I said, I've never done this particular painting before, just practicing up my techniques here. So, you guys have fun, hopefully, and I get some practice trying some things new. I'm going to create a little bit of diffusion here. Just going over this, trying to soften it up a little. We want to keep some of those breaks and holes, but we want some of them to be diffused, just like we did over here. There we go, something like that. Good way to start. I often just put the sort of that layered ski, snow that you would want to ski on, the nice super flat. Kind of like having these little breaks and holes and shadows. So, what I want to do is let's mix up a bunch more dark paint. As we get closer, we want to get darker. So we will mix up, probably a good old pile here. Look at that. Big old pile of paint. You're definitely going to want to tune in to see how much paint I have left over at the end of this painting. How much will it be? Now this time we're going to mix a bunch of that black into a little bit of white. We want to make a nice pile of a slightly darker color than we put on originally for the first layer. 5 seconds at it. A snowboarder. No, I'm not related to Bob, unfortunately. But I did study with some great instructors down at the Bob Ross School, and I became a certified instructor a little over 3 years ago, and I've been teaching classes in the Bob Ross style ever since. Just knocking in a few trees here. All I do is knock in a small little center line, tap the corner of the brush, and the brush bending as I tap it on the canvas is what makes the tree shape. All I do is find my angle, tap, and as I go down, tap a little harder, little harder, little harder. Tree gets a little bigger, little bigger, little bigger. Pretty simple, isn't it? And we can add all these little guys in here. Big forest. or just a small stand. It's up to you how many trees you want to put in. There we go. And if I take my knife, one of the coolest things is you just take your knife, cut upwards right there, and it adds that little tiny stalk there at the top. And I can even give the illusion here of a bunch more trees behind here just by cutting in a few lines. Put a couple little of these stalks out here. A couple little somethings. Just like that. That is it. I will start another stream if I'm still on here. I'm showing myself as out of time, am I? Wow. Hello, my friends. Hello, hello, I am back. We're doing another painting, or actually we're going to do the same painting, my goodness. All right, here we are again. If anyone happened to make it back, please let me know by putting a comment in there. That's what we're here for, to chat up, do all things Bob. I'm still recording. This will go on my YouTube, Nature's Brush Studio. Just continuing to throw on some of this snow as we work our way closer and closer, building our way forward. I don't even have to really use the brush like I did before. I just sort of rub at it with the knife, and it starts to create a nice little fogginess to it, just like that. Look at that. Sort of slap at it. But if you want to, you can get fancy and brush it up with the brush. Create a little bit of softness here. As much or as little as you want. I'm going to keep messing with it. And it'll get crazy. Hello there from Bolivia, Synchronicity. Thanks for showing up. I'm not sure if you caught it the painting show that just ended there. I talked too much. I couldn't get the painting done in 45 or 50 minutes. That was allotted to me. So I'm back with a second show, a second broadcast. There we go. And let's go ahead and let's do something fun here. I'm going to take a little bit of this dark color. I'm we're just going to create some little bushy things down here. Sort of change up the semblance of these trees. Make it look like a little bit of bushy, grassy stuff kind of grows down this slope. Just like that. Alright. I need to open up my jar of liquid white here. Some crazy person put the lid on. And we got some people coming in. And we're going to do some nice little icy bushes. Some little icy trees and stuff. We got all this fog. We're going to call this all these clouds and fog and mist. And I'm going to say there's a bunch of ice coming in. Ice fog. You ever see that? I've only seen that here in Michigan a couple of times in my life. Not even sure it's ice fog when I see it. Ooh, a little bit of paint schmutz. Gotta get the schmutz out of there. A little dried bit. But sometimes, with this crazy Michigan weather, we get it where the snow and rain and then the temperatures drop and you wake up and everything is all crystallized. Alright, I'm going to try to see if you guys can see this. You see how when I pull this down in one direction and lift away, look at all those little leafy effects. All those little icy effects are living out there on the brush. I just come in here and I just sort of touch. Let them come out. Touch. Little bit of liquid white, little bit of titanium white. Oh, another schmutz. Got some dried schmutz on my liquid white. Isn't that nuts? So you just need a lot of paint in the brush. When you're painting in this method, a lot of paint, very little pressure. See that? A lot of paint, you're just barely touching the canvas. And those little bushes just pop out of there with barely an effort. But it takes a lot of practice to realize you don't need to practice that much. You just gotta lightly touch it. That's the secret. Lots of paint, barely touch. Let the brush do the work for you. Thanks so much. All right, so we got some foreground happening here, don't we? I say let's make some more. All right, so in the part one there of my stream tonight, we did the sky and all the clouds and the mountains and just finished those off there, and then brink, we lost it. So as we come forward here, we get darker and darker. Everything's a little bit more distinct. So I just stop adding white to my mix, and all these trees are going to be nice and dark. Go. We can always make these trees a little bit bigger, but I kind of want to gauge where my composition is going to lie here. Let's put one right there. And just like with the icy bushes, you need a lot of paint on your brush to get this to just fall right out. There you go. I try to tell my students when we're painting like this, try to let go, okay? Let these things happen on their own. Don't try to force it or draw trees. All we're doing is just tapping the brush. Come what may. These trees will just drop out of the brush all by themselves. They don't need too much effort from you. Okay? You're missing the soothing voice? Well, I get too excited. I'm sometimes I talk in a pretty low, mellow voice. I talk on the phone all day. But when I'm painting, I start to get a little excited. So forgive me. Forgive me. Especially when there's a lot of people around and we're all chilling out, having fun. Let us see. We need to get a couple little bushes out there again. So let me get some of this dark paint. Let me push some little bush shapes in here. Then I'll come back with a little bit of the liquid white. Pull down one direction. Let that liquid white mix with the titanium white. See that? And then we rotate the brush so that rounded corner is facing up. And then I can just beep, 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 beep. I'm going to give you guys another secret. You got to make the noises. Bob said it. I'm just here to reinforce. The noises are the key. Look at that. You can come in here and scrape right on through the paint. You can create little branches and twigs. Oh, we know there's going to be something here. Who knows what something's going to be there? A little something, something. That's right. We're doing a cabin. 89%. That's right. Yep, my name is Ted Simpson. I am a certified Bob Ross instructor. I am unprepared because normally I use my selfie camera so you can't see my stuff. But my username is TEDSIM here on Reddit. My Instagram, I am Ted Sim. And, of course, this is backwards too. naturesbrushstudio.com. That's my website, my YouTube channel, my Etsy. My crappy Etsy, because my daughter convinced me to start an Etsy account. Said she was going to take care of it and do everything. She got two paintings in, 2 paintings posted. She gave up. So there is my daughter, internet queen. She likes browsing Etsy, just doesn't want to make the money, I guess. I told her I'd give her a big old cut of every painting sold. I told her I got hundreds of paintings off there in my office. Post them up. Let's make some money. She left me high and dry, folks. All right, so until then, yeah, my stream crashed, Ardrox, because my phone ran out of battery. Smart man, huh? I said I'm not the smartest man alive, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and just scrape some of that paint away. We scrape the excess paint off. But you can see that space painting up on my Instagram. That one is posted, along with the other couple of paintings I did that night. But feel free to give me a follow if you feel like it. Subscribe to the YouTube if you feel like it. Reddit was my good friend. You guys got me over to the 100 subscriber mark, so I could get that custom name, the custom name of my channel, which I really appreciate. So we scraped out just a basic shape. Now we'll put on let's see here. We'll start here by doing the eave, the back side. The back side of the roof. See that? You just pull a little paint like that. Now, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. This is a day of firsts here. Oh boy, I need a little bit of white. I'm going to pull that down nice and flat. We're going to do the roof before we do the sides. I don't normally do that. Little paint here. I just sort of line up the edge a little bit. Trick is, I like having a clean knife. Clean knife so you can see what you got going on here. If you need to redo something, you don't want an old stainy knife. There we go. Pull it down just a little bit more. Alright. Well, that worked pretty good. I might start doing the roof first all the time. Putting a little bit of brown. Remember, we're just blocking in color here. Getting the outside of the shadow color on first. The small cabin, I should be using the small knife maybe. Get that color on there. There we go. Now we're going to make up a little bit of a shadow color, or a highlight color. Doy. Little bit of dark sienna, little bit of Van Dyke brown, and we're just going to pull that into the white. Look at that. That is marbly color. Streaks. It's streaky. I tell you what, we're going to use the small knife to do this. We get a small amount of paint. We lightly touch. And we just pull some of that color down. That's it. And we don't worry about the bottom, okay? We intentionally make the bottom bigger, longer than it needs to be. Because then we just do the old cabinectomy and trim it to fit. There we go. Get nice little blend of colors. Then, here's the secret. You just grab a little bit of the brown and a little bit of that highlight color, and you just make it a little bit darker. Get off a little roll of that paint, and over here, since it'll be in shadow, it's going to be a little bit darker. So we make it a little darker. You know what? I don't think that was dark enough. No problem. That's a happy accident. I just grab a little bit more brown, and I can darken everything down. See that? Now, I'll get a little straight straight Van Dyke brown. I'll make a little door. Little tiny bit of white on the blade of the knife. Just cut in an outline. There we go. And let's see here, the tiniest amount on the knife. Gotta highlight that little eave. Touch, touch, touch. If it's not bright enough, touch it again, but just be really careful. You use a very small amount. Touch. There it is. And there's our little cabin. Sasquatch sighting. He's hiding in the trees. You missed him. You missed him when I was putting the bushes on. He kind of peeked out. Rare. And there he is. So, cabinectomy. we just trim off the bottom here, and then we trim the side at a slight angle to save our perspective. And trim it a little bit more. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. The more you trim it, the squatter it looks. There we go. Little hunting cabin or fishing cabin or whatever has you. So let us get some of that paint out of the way. I need to make a nice runway again. You guys may not have seen me do this yet on this previous part, but now you'll see it again. I told the other stream if they could guess what episode I'm taking off from, they might earn themselves a little prize. But no one was able to guess what episode it was. Just to throw it out there, I'm a certified Bob Ross instructor, so I teach this style of painting to whoever wants to learn, you know? Right up until COVID. Thanks, COVID. Thanks for ruining my side biz. But so when I do these paintings, I always have to practice these various Joy of Painting episodes. You never know when a class wants to do a certain episode or a version of that I convert into a class. So this one I've never really painted before. It's got some techniques that I wanted to practice, just like what I'm doing now, using the knife to put the snow on. Don't normally do that. Normally I just use the knife for the mountains, you know? But putting the knife on the with the snow on with the knife, I should say, was a challenge for me, and I'm always up for a Bob challenge. Ooh. It's not 3112. That's ooh, I'm actually looking at a version of that right over there. That's the one with a big old barn in the middle. And I'll give you a hint. It's almost the exact opposite of 3112, if that helps you. I am just using up all my paint. Gotta cover up these last little bits. Almost. That's not how you. That's not what I mean. Not the opposite I meant. But I get where you're coming from there. We're just gonna throw in some grassy things. Let me give you guys another hint. 3112 is the second to the last episode ever aired. So we would probably want to be looking for an earlier episode. Does that might help you at all? I do know my Bob trivia, by the way, so feel free to stump me. Or try to stump me. Well. Very close. Very close. Coop. You're almost there. You might have to be the de facto winner if you can't Google search faster than the next person. So a little bit of grassy stuff covers up all your issues here. Look at that. Let's go ahead and get crazy here. Let me throw in a whole bunch of stuff right here. I like that. Season 1, episode 12. Come on, man. You guys can't Google search faster than that? Alright, it is season 1. But it's not the second episode. There you go, Coop. Bob spent most of the time in the Air Force in Alaska. Sorry, Coop, got it. Coop, are you in the United States? Sorry, this only works if you're in the United States. Sorry. All right, Coop. Send me a direct message afterwards, and let's talk. Okay? I'll be glad to send you something. So, gosh, I hope that's not against the rules. Don't report me now. Let us go ahead and let's add a little fence. There we go. Oh wait, was it 3? Winter, whatever it was. Was it 3 or was it 4? Now I'm dumb. It could have been 4. If it was actually 4 winter mist, I'll give it to SB Guitar Guy. Was he the one that said 4 first? I really thought it was 3. All right, if it was Coop, I'm dumb. I'll just pick out a couple of you guys DM me if you guys were first. It's the first one I see, and I got plenty of more contests coming up. Every time I stream now, I'm gonna start giving some stuff away. So if you didn't get it this time, you got to realize we're just all having fun here. If I mixed it up, maybe I shouldn't do those. Coop was about the only one commenting on there when I was doing this, so just putting a little highlight on those fence posts. Put a little bit of snow, ooh, a little bit of shadow under there. Pull them this way, it would make more sense, wouldn't it? All right. Now look at this, I got a little tiny, a very small amount of paint on the knife. And I just like run it right across. Adds a little bit of wireness, a little bit of wire to it. Little something right there. Doesn't need anything else. More Sasquatches. Thanks, lead out. That's nice to hear. Almost feels a little too much shadow right there. And that's easy enough to fix. I'm just going to slap some more color on there. Oh, this old trapper's cabin or hunter's cabin. It's been out there a while. It's all covered in snow. No chimney. This is a summer cabin. Yeah, alright. Well, you know, that's not so bad. There's definitely things I could have improved on. But for the most part, I did what I came out to do. You didn't nerm on that last one. Nerm. So, do I have time left? I'm trying to see here. I probably only have like 13 or 20 minutes left, right? 30 minutes left. 30 minutes. I could do another whole painting in 30 minutes. You guys want to see me try? No, I'm not Bob. My name is Ted Simpson. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but take a look at this. I even had one time I had a little button made up, or the Bob Ross Company had the button made up. And get even a little closer. There it is. So yeah, if you guys want, should I go ahead and do another quick one? You're going to have to see a whole bunch of my back here for a second. Alright. I know that was a big canvas. I don't often use the 18 by 24s as I've explained previously. So I'm going to switch over to a smaller canvas. Oh, should I do the same painting but in miniature, or should I do a whole different one? Maybe I'll do a whole different one. We'll do a nice simple basic one here. Ooh. Come on now. There we go. I know things. I know how to do things. All right. So let me change this up a little bit. This is a nice baby-sized painting, isn't it? So, first thing we got to do, I'm running out of time already. We got to coat the canvas with a thin coat of the liquid white. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Ooh, I think I just got some on my head. Whoop. Probably should have cleaned the edge of my palette, my easel first. If you ever watch me stream, you'll know that I get the words palette, easel mixed up all the time. Palette, brush, easel, you'd think I would know these by now. So it's very difficult for you guys to see this. But when I'm turning my head towards the light here, I can see where the canvas is still dry. So I'm just putting it on there, working it in, working it in, working it in. And then to test it, I just use my finger and I touch, and as long as I can still see my fingerprint through there, we know that we're doing all right. We got just enough. You think you got a little bit too much? Use this very technical technique called wipe it with a napkin. And then brush it back over to get that thin, even mix. You said summertime painting, I kind of like that idea. Now I am going to have to switch up a little bit here and there and grab all new paints. So there'll be some delays here. Where did that brush go? There it is. So, let's put in a super happy sky. Simple little crisscross strokes. All right. All right. Oh, I just got stuff all over me. Had to put out a small amount of green onto my palette. Small amount of phthalo green and the phthalo blue kind of mixed together. I'm going to have a little water in here today. And I got to clean the old brush. You guys have seen this before with Bob. Beat the devil out of it. So, now we got a clean dry brush here. Just go right on over the sky. And the water, I'm just going to pull that across. Look at that. Look how simple that is. You even still got a little sheen of light. Get a little white on the old fan brush. Just sort of stir in a general little shape. Those of you that watched that previous stream got to see me make like 5,000 clouds. Today, you only get the one. Pretty simple. Oh, we can't make it sunset now, my friend. I already put on the blue. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll make a second cloud for the lack of sunset. Should have said something. There you go. Sorry here, I'm just sort of moving everything around. I got so many knives and brushes and dirty things here. Let's go ahead and let's make a nice little mountain, a little more of a standard mountain that you see Bob do quite often. This is a great painting. I've taught this painting lots of times. And if you're keeping track here, it's very, very similar to season 14, episode 1, but a lot of differences as well. Much simpler composition. Look at this. We don't even need to use the 2-inch brush, but it works just fine. Normally on a canvas this small, I'd use a 1-inch brush, but I didn't have one directly in front of me, so I used the 2-inch brush. Just stretching out the excess paint, getting all that excess paint off the canvas, and allows us to blend this down and create the illusion of fog and mist down at the base of the mountain, just like that. Also helps build the general shape of that mountain as well. No, not Bob, I'm Ted, but I appreciate the sentiment. I don't think Bob sweated this much. Oh my God. You got me all nervous. You got me all nervous. Let me scrape a little excess paint off there, pull down a nice little runway, very, very flat. Let's do it. Small little roll of paint. Is that a redundancy? Missed it. Didn't have my whistle right. There it is. Little guy, just a little peek over there. Ooh, I even got a little green on there on accident. There's our happy accident for the day. I'll just cover that up. Alright, let's mix up a little shadow color. You know, I kind of got a shadow color right there. That'll work for us. Let me see your face. That is such a demand. My goodness. I'm all sweaty. You don't want to see my face. I think it'll cost you a click to my website, and then you can see my unbearded face. Let me see your face. I'm going to laugh about that for a while, I think. It's such a strong statement. Alright, that's good enough. Good enough, you guys get the idea. I'm going to come in here and tap the base of the mountain. Over here, tap the highlight side, sweep back, following the angles. You know the drill. Follow those angles. Create that illusion of mist. All right. Oh, absolutely. Look at this messy old palette. And if you watch season 1, episode 4, he starts out with a messy palette too. Look at our titanium white, phthalo green, phthalo blue, Prussian blue, little dark sienna, little Van Dyke brown, and I've got some other mixes in here as well. Now I'm going to show you guys a little mix that we're going to do. Alright, I just put out sap green and alizarin crimson. Now I'm going to clean off my palette so I can do something. Do something with those colors. First thing I want to do is take my alizarin crimson, slap it down there. I grab maybe a third of whatever the crimson amount is, and I grab about a third of that amount of phthalo blue, maybe a little bit more, and I want to make a nice purple color. And we can use that purple color to make our mountain background color with a little bit of black if you want. But what I'd like to do is make a little bit of a purple color. Then I'm going to add in some sap green and purple, sap green and purple. Okay, let's reserve some of that over there. Now I'm going to grab a little bit of white, sap green and purple, and then add some titanium white. There we go. Sorry, I'm stirring it all together. Just really stirring it in there. And I'm going to go in here with my 1-inch brush and just sort of beat the paint into it. See that? Just get a nice even distribution of color. And then we're going to create a nice foothill. And you can make this foothill as big or as small as you want. Just by tapping and sort of rotating the brush, you can create all these little curves and hills and various shapes into whatever you want, really. It's just a nice... Ooh, someone upstairs is hell-bent on disrupting us. There we go. Look at all these foothills. We don't know what's going on. I'm going to go all the way across. Just because I'm kind of locked into it now. Look at that. We can do whatever we want on here. Believe it or not, I was going to start out and just do a little baby one, but there you go. Alright, brush cleaning time. Clean, dry brush. Just going to very lightly pull up. You probably won't be able to see this from where you are, but I'm pulling up thousands of little tree trunks. They're way off in the background. Okay? Pull up as many or as few of those as you want. You only want 600, only do 600. You want 6,000, do 6,000. There we go. Grabbing some of this paint, pulling down. I tell you what, if it's not the way you like it, add to it. I'm going to use the brush that's got the paint on it. There, I can get a little stronger reflection now. There we go. Now with that 2-inch brush, we can make those reflections a bit softer. Nice and mellow. Bring it across. Super, super easy. One of the first effects that you can create, and it just looks right. Rod Ross, Foothill gonna have a friend. We got so many foothills. The foreground, well, I don't know. What should the foreground be? You guys get to decide that. We can have a whole line of trees. We can have just a little baby thing. We can have 6 cabins, like if we want to. I don't think Bob ever did 6 cabins. We're not tied to what Bob did. We can do whatever we want. I can have a path. I can put, well, the Sasquatch is already there. He's hiding in the woods back there, so I'm going to come in here with the tiniest amount of the titanium white, and I'm just going to scrub in an idea here of a water line. Typically, those water lines, you don't want them straight. That's the idea. Do one here in the back, wherever you pulled with that 2-inch brush, it creates a line. So you just come in here with the white and sort of strengthen that. Create a little water line wherever the hill separates into the reflection. And you can get all these little various distances. As long as you keep the knife straight horizontally, it adds so much detail just like that. You know, little ripples, you got a little cove happening there. The makings of a lake, you got that right. I could put in a nice little strip of land, and we can do some evergreens. I could put in maybe, what do you think? Maybe an evergreen or 2 here, and maybe a couple of birch trees. Thanks, Mudberry. Loch Ness Monster. Already got the Loch Ness Monster. There we go. This is an old painting of mine. My daughter threw in the Loch Ness Monster. Haha. You guys, someone on every stream since has always said Loch Ness Monster. I have this painting just for that. Now, if you said dragons, I would have showed you this painting. We got a nice dragon up here in the sky. So there you go. I come prepared, my friends. I come prepared. Little bit of phthalo green, little bit of sap green. Rubber ducky. Got you covered. Lots of rubber duckies. Look at that monster up on the top of the mountain. And then the last thing people always say is UFO. And alright, so we got the UFO in there too. You can't fool me. You can't fool me this time. I'll look at the chat here in a minute. I gotta drop in this tree. Oh, and down here. Oh, we just got land. I can just slap it on here with my shoe. Some shadowy stuffs. Let me strengthen up just a couple of these branches, make them a little pointier. There we go. You don't have to do this. Once you drop it in there, it generally looks just fine. Little sticks and twigs here. A cabin on the lake. No murder. No murder cabins. Little bit of trunk though. Little bit of trunk. Then a little bit of highlight. Ooh, that was a lot of bit of highlight. All right, I tell you what, we just call that a happy accident. I come back and let me just tap right on over it. Let's try that again. Little trunk. Little highlight. Easy, Teddy. There we go. Alright, so I gotta highlight this and I need my cadmium yellow. Cadmium yellow. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, taparoo. You got that right. One of my favorite things to do is highlight trees and bushes. I know that's a pretty weird thing to say, but I do like it. A little bit of green. Oh, we got to put a couple of little bushes in there. Maybe something right there. Tree's got to have some little bushy friends. Just have something like that. There you go. Get some texture out there. I think we're going to have smashy grass today. Alright, let me clean this old fan brush. Beating the devil out of the fan brush ain't really as much fun. So I'm going to take a little bit of liquid white. And I just need to sort of melt this cadmium yellow, a little bit more liquid white. Just got to melt down some of this stuff and get a nice thin mixture here. Our golden rule is that a thin paint sticks to a thick paint. It's a pretty easy rule to remember. Thick first, then thin. Thin over thick. 4 different ways to say it. All means the same thing. A thin paint sticks to a thick paint. And then, with the lightest of touches, ooh, that's a bright one. It's a little bit yellower than I normally do, but in nature, you never know what you're going to see. You never know. Little bit of liquid white on the old 1-inch brush. Let's make it a little darker. Just change up the color a little bit. Give a little bit of a separation here. And I think I need to get a second yellow color. Let's see. How about a little yellow ochre? A little bit of yellow ochre. Add some oomph. How much time do I got left? Oh my God, what am I going to do with all this extra time? Just tossing in some little shapes here and there. Ooh, look at that, I had a little white on there. Kind of makes it look like flowers. You don't like it? Tap it, it goes away. Come in here. Scratch your little thingies. Alright. I'm going to do this the easy way here. Since I only have 8 minutes. If I had 9 minutes, I'd do it a whole different way. Alright, a little bit of brown. And let's go ahead and, you see that? Oh, look at this beautiful little cloud. Oh, God. Someone say it. Someone say it. No ruined? I'll have to do something a little more drastic next time. Well, this tree's getting bigger and bigger the more I mess with it. All right. Take a little bit of mineral spirits. And we're just going to create some branches now. You put one branch out there and then make little branches come off of there. And then little branches come off of there. And we can always strengthen them. Ooh, I almost had too much paint on the brush. We can always strengthen them if we want, make them bigger. Tough to make them smaller. We can always make them a little bigger. Look at that, a little guy coming up right there, maybe a little one coming off over there, come one off there. Worst thing you can do is just make them too small. You know, if you just go, meet, they just look kind of boring. I like growing the branches. Grow these branches. You never know which one's going to be the longest one. You just keep throwing little ones on top. Okay? And since we've got so much time, take a little bit of titanium white, touch it on the right side, and just let it drift on over. Actually, I had a little bit of dark sienna in there. It actually makes it look kind of nice. An old snaky tree here, we just sort of sweep in a little bit of a circle, a little bit of a cylindrical pattern here, a little comma, a little C. You get the idea. Now comes super fancy tricky. Ready? Upside down. Go on the left side and pull towards the center. And the cool thing is, you don't have to be really precise with it. If you're very imprecise, it looks just as good. Madman. And if you're feeling saucy, you can try to sneak a little bit of highlights on some of those. It's alright. If you do, you don't. You can tap some of this. on the bigger branches. Don't worry so much about all the other little ones. Is that a delicious tree? I suppose it could be. Deciduous tree. Okay. I think it's kind of like a birch myself. So I'm glad I can make myself laugh. I don't even know if it was that funny. All right, let's go in and I'm using the oval brush. You fancy lads get to see a little bit something here. Why not just clean every brush I have? You wanted summer, my friends? Well, boy, you got summer. A little bit of shadow out here. Putting the shadow in first. Little clumps. That's why it doesn't really matter how great your branches are. You just cover up whatever ones you don't like. Birch beer made from birch bark, so birch is a delicious tree. You got that right. Back in the, my God, has it been that long? 20 years ago, I actually tried home brewing. I made a few batches. And one of the batches I did use some birch. Was it birch essence? Pine essence? I want to say it was birch essence. But it tasted like, yeah, it was very, very birchy. Little bit of the highlight color. Since this is a thin paint, you just barely touch, drop it right on over these little clumps that you created. Don't overpower them. Gotta see some of the shadow. Okay. Guess we gotta extend this out, right? You don't think those were levitating trees? Maybe you did. A little bit of smashy grass right on over the foot. Somewhere, I think I just lost my, oh, nope, found it. Everyone relax, I found it. My little script liner brush. Put a little cup. Alright, I'm officially loopy. Put a little sticks and twigs. I don't know what I was trying to say there. You can even take it and thin down a little bit and even put a couple little sticks and stalks and branches and stuff down there. Little things coming off over there. Alright. Did I do it? Did I make it? Am I still live? Who knows?